Hello and welcome to Trivia Time on Tuesday night. It's wonderful to have you with us. My name is Sam Pierce. I am your host this evening. We have lots of fun trivia questions again this week, different from last Saturday. We're going to test your skill. If you're watching this on one device, you might want to try tilting it to the side, trying out different layouts. If you're watching this on a smart TV or you have two devices, you can cast this video to your smart TV, ooh, snazzy, and play on your own device. There's a button down below that says Open Trivia in New Tab. If you tap that, that will open up the interaction window in its own new tab. Everybody can play individually for themselves, even if you're watching as a group. Scroll down to that interaction window, you'll see it's asking you for your nickname and email address. Only enter in your email address if you want to be contacted about future Tuesday night trivia shows. That's all that's for. If not, just enter in your nickname. Now, the quicker answers score more points, so make sure you're watching that window closely. For optimal experience, keep your eyes on that window when I'm asking the questions. Because this is live, that might update just a second before I get the question out. So as soon as you know your answer, make sure you get it in as quick as you can. If you have any issues, simply refresh the page. You won't lose your place, you'll pick up right where we left off. We have lots of fun questions this week, and we have a theme this week, which is fun. This week, we're talking inventors. Yes, that's right, it's Inventors Week. We're going to be exploring the possibilities of the human mind, seeing what the great inventors of history have discovered with this first question. What famous automobile did Henry Ford invent and mass produce? Get your answers in as soon as you can. Is it A, Tesla, B, the Model T, C, the Pierce Arrow, or D, the Runabout? Get your answers in. What famous automobile did Henry Ford invent and mass produce? Is it A, the Ford Tesla, B, the Ford Model T, the Ford Pierce Arrow, option C, or D, is it the Ford Runabout? Which one is it? Try to get your answers in as soon as you can. Which one is it? Is it the Tesla, the Model T, the Pierce Arrow, or the Runabout? Get your answers in as soon as you possibly can. Before it's too late, let's have a look at the results. Looks like nearly everybody voted for the Model T, 86% of you. A few of you thought it was the Pierce Arrow, probably because my last name is very similar, so thanks for voting in my favor. Let's see what the correct answer is this time. Yes, that's right, it was B, the Model T, the famous automobile that Henry Ford invented and mass-produced, making the automobile ubiquitous to us these days. Congrats if you got that right. Next question coming up. Remember to answer it as soon as you can. Who invented both the lightning rod and bifocals? Was it A, Thomas Jefferson, B, Alexander Hamilton, C, Benjamin Franklin, or D, James Madison? Which one is it? Who invented both the lightning rod and bifocals? Who is it? Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, everyone's singing about him, Benjamin Franklin, or James Madison, inventing both the lightning rod and bifocals. Two things you wouldn't think were connected, but they were in this inventor's mind. We'll see if you got it right this time around. Is it Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, Benjamin Franklin, or James Madison? The results are pouring in here. Let's have a look. Ooh, looks like 86% of you thought it was Benjamin Franklin this time around. Few of you voting for Thomas Jefferson, another great inventor. Let's see what the right answer is this time around. Yes, indeed, it is C, Benjamin Franklin. Yes, that's right, he invented both the lightning rod and bifocals. What an amazing mind to come up with both of those diverse concepts. Congrats if you got that right. Next question coming right up here. In 1968, which 1968 musical film features an inventor's flying car? Is it A, Flubber, B, Back to the Future, C, The Absent-Minded Professor, or D, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Which one is it? What 1968 musical film features an inventor's flying car? Is it A, Flubber, B, Back to the Future, C, The Absent-Minded Professor, or D, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the one that's most fun to say? Which one is it? A, B, C, or D? Is it the correct answer, or is it one of the incorrect answers? I'd put my money on one of the correct answers. In fact, there only is one correct answer. Let's see how you voted this time around. Ooh, a pretty split opinion across the board, little bits of everywhere. Some of you thought it was Flubber or Back to the Future, most of you voting for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Let's see if that's right. Yes! 58% or 57% of you got that right. Congratulations. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is the name of the musical film featuring the inventor's flying car. Congrats if you got that right. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang to you. Get ready for that next question. Number 4 coming right up. Who invented the mechanical cotton gin in 1793? Was it A, Eli Whitney, B, Samuel Book, C, Henrik Goebel, or D, Edmund Cartwright? Which one is it? Who invented the mechanical cotton gin? This is your time to ask Google, do your research. That is a valid strategy, although you are scored on the number of points, so the quicker answers score more points. So those of you who are doing research might score fewer points, but still get those answers in. Is it A, Eli Whitney, B, Samuel Book, C, Heinrich Goebel, or D, Edmund Cartwright? Who invented the mechanical cotton gin? Tricky question this time, and they're getting tougher and tougher as we make our way to the top. Let's see how you're voting this time around. Ooh, 88% of you thought it was Eli Whitney who invented the mechanical cotton gin. A couple of you thought it was Samuel Book, which is just a combination of my name and when I looked at the bookshelf over there. That's how I came up with that. So Samuel Book, nope. Let's see if it was Eli Whitney. Yes, that's right. Eli Whitney is the name of the inventor who created the mechanical cotton gin. A genius, Eli Whitney. Coming up to the next question, we got one last before we look at the leaderboard, see how everybody is doing. The printing press was invented in the 15th century by which German goldsmith? A, Albert Einstein, B, Johannes Gutenberg, C, Gottlieb Daimler, or D, Heinrich Hertz? Who invented the printing press? Albert Einstein, Johannes Gutenberg, Gottlieb Daimler, or Heinrich Hertz? The guy who had lots of cars and rented them out to everybody, Mr. Hertz. Which one is it here? Who invented the printing press? Do you know which one happens to be a German goldsmith as well? Einstein, Gutenberg, Daimler, or Hertz? Get your answers in. We're out of time. Let's have a look at those results. 88% of you coming in strong for Johannes Gutenberg. And let's see if that's correct. Yes, that's right. He invented the Gutenberg press. Congratulations if you got that right. Yes, that's right. Johannes Gutenberg was the correct answer. We're gonna have a look at the results, peek at the leaderboard, see how everybody is doing this time around. Launching into first place, we have Linda answering 5 out of the 15 answers correctly. Congratulations, Linda. Right up there at the top stop, led behind by Paul. Congratulations. You're just about there, just a few points behind. Very, very close. We have 10 questions left. Get ready for those next questions to come up on the screen. We have 10 questions left. They're going to get harder and harder, increasing in their difficulty as we move into these final 10 questions. Let's have a look at the next one, question 6. Get your answers in as soon as you can. Question 6, in the first Austin Powers film, what does Dr. Evil say his father claimed to have invented? Was it A, water, B, the question mark, C, the sewing machine, or D, the magnet? Which one is it here? In the first Austin Powers film, what did Dr. Evil say his father claimed to have invented? A. Water. B. The question mark. C. The teddy bear. Or did he claim his father invented the magnet? Which one is it? Have you been watching your classic ridiculous films? Oh, 83% of you thought that Dr. Evil claimed his father had invented the magnet. Quite the claim there. A few of you thought it was question mark. Most people leaning towards a magnet. You were drawn right towards that answer. Let's see if that's correct this time around. Having a look. Ooh. And 17% of you got that one correct. That was sure a tricky one. Dr. Evil said his father claimed to have invented the question mark. Of course. What a ridiculous question. Congratulations if you got that right. Congrats. Get ready for the next one to appear on your screen. Question 7 is, which of these items was not invented by a woman? Kyle, make sure my screen is updated, please. Is it A, the circular saw, B, the Monopoly game, C, the sewing machine, or D, windshield wipers? Which one is it? Which of these items was not invented by a woman? A, circular saw, B, Monopoly game, C, sewing machine, or D, windshield wipers? Which one is it? Which one was not invented by a woman? The circular saw, Monopoly game, sewing machine, or windshield wipers? Which one is it? Which one was not invented by a woman? Let's see how you voted this time around. Having a look at the results as they pour in here, looks like 75% of you thought it was the sewing machine. Nobody thought it was windshield wipers. A couple of you voting for circular saw or the Monopoly game. Most of you leaning in favor of C, the sewing machine. Let's have a look at the correct answer. Yes, that's right. 75% of you got that correct. Congratulations. The sewing machine was not invented by a woman. All these other great inventions were. Kudos to you if you got that one right. Getting trickier and trickier. We're halfway through the questions now. We've got a few more to go. Let's have a look as the 8th question pops up on our screen. In 1973, which company was the first to produce a handheld mobile phone? Was it A, Ericsson, B, Motorola, C, Nokia, or D, Sony? Which company was the first to produce the handheld mobile phone? A, Ericsson, B, Motorola, C, the indestructible Nokia, or D, Sony? Which one of those companies was first off to the races with a handheld mobile phone? They were giants back in the day. You couldn't even fit them in your pockets. Calling them mobile or handheld phones is a bit of a stretch. 2 hands necessary for those old phones. Let's have a look at the results, see how you voted this time around. Ooh, 78% of you thought it was Motorola, a company that's still thriving today. Were they the ones to first introduce a handheld mobile phone? Let's find out. The correct answer was yes, in fact, Motorola. With 78% of you getting that one correct, Motorola was the first company to produce a handheld mobile phone. What a great invention that is. I know we all know and love them today. Congrats if you got that right. Coming up to the next question here. Got a couple more left before we look at the leaderboard. The patent for which of these household items was sold for just $400? Was it A, the alarm clock, B, the electric toaster, C, the lawnmower, or D, the safety pin? Which one is it here? And it looks like we may have different answers up on the screen, but that's okay. Listen to what I'm saying and have a peek down at the interaction window. The question is, the patent for which of these household items was sold for $400? Was it A, the alarm clock, B, the electric toaster, C, the lawnmower, or D, the safety pin? Ooh, extra congrats if you got this one right. It looks like we have an odd graphic up here from last week, but let's have a look at the results, see how you voted. And it looks like electric toaster was the popular choice this time. A few of you think it was safety pin, and a couple of you thinking it was the lawn mower. The correct answer in this case is the safety pin. Yes, that's right. The patent for the safety pin was sold for just $400, so the inventor could pay a small debt. They sold that patent for the safety pin. What a great invention that all of us know and love today, the old safety pin. Someone had to invent it and sell the patent. Old $400. What a deal. What a deal. Get ready for the next question to appear on screen before we look at the leaderboard. Which of the following was introduced in 1930? A, good manners, B, the Rubik's Cube, C, super glue, or D, Scotch tape? Which of the following was invented in 1930? Was it A, good manners, B, the Rubik's Cube, C, super glue, or D, Scotch tape? Which of these was introduced in 1930? Was it good manners, the Rubik's Cube, super glue, or Scotch tape? Which one was it? Was it Scotch tape? Or was it one of the incorrect answers? This is getting tougher and tougher. I'll try to give you some hints as these questions increase in their difficulty. Let's throw to those results. Looking like 70% of you took my hint there, going for Scotch tape. Mixed opinions across the board. Some people thinking it was Rubik's Cube or super glue. Nobody thought that good manners were introduced then. Let's have a look at Scotch tape, see if that was the correct answer. Yes, indeed, Scotch tape, the correct answer. That was invented indeed in 1930. Let's have a look at that leaderboard, see how everybody is doing. Oh, amazing. It looks like we have Nobiscare. You're testing me with the pronunciation there. Congratulations, you are leading the pack with 3,017 points, followed by Linda and Paul. Thank you to everybody else who's playing along as well. It's great to have some family and friends here joining us. It's so great to have you here tonight. And as we get ready for that final round of questions, we have 5 questions left. Some of them are gonna get a little tricky. Your last opportunity to score some points before we find out who the big winner is, who takes home all the bragging rights. Get ready as that next question comes up. We're leading into our final 5. What toy was accidentally invented by Richard James in the early 1940s? Was it A, Mr. Potato Head, B, Kerplunk, C, the Slinky, or D, Light Bright? Which toy was accidentally invented by Richard James in the early 1940s? Did he accidentally come up with Mr. Potato Head? Was it Kerplunk, the Slinky, or Light Bright? Which toy was accidentally invented in the early 1940s? Which one of these could be an accidental invention? How do you just come across an invention? Well, this gentleman did, Richard James. He accidentally invented one of these. Let's see what you thought this time around. Ooh, mixed opinions all across the board. A few of you thought that Mr. Potato Head was that accidental invention, just playing around with a potato and came up with a great toy. A few of you thought it was Kerplunk and Light Bright. Slinky leading the pack here with 50% of the answers. Let's see what the correct one was. And yes, Slinky, that's right. Richard James accidentally invented the Slinky. He was actually looking for a way to suspend sensitive shipboard equipment on a naval ship and came up with the Slinky instead when one of those springs landed on the ground and just kept on moving. Yes, that's right. The Slinky was accidentally invented. Yes, that's right. We have a few questions left. Let's look at the next one as it appears up on the screen here. Question 12, which of these inventions was not named after its inventor? A, Ferris wheel, B, humidifier, C, mason jar, or D, braille? Which of these inventions was not named after its inventor? Was it A, the Ferris wheel, B, the humidifier, C, the mason jar, or D, braille? All great inventions, but one of them was not named after its namesake, the inventor. Which one could it be? Was it the Ferris wheel, the humidifier, the mason jar, or braille? Could be any one of these. It's most likely the correct answer. That's the one I suggest you vote for. Let's see how you did indeed vote this time around. Ooh, and it looks like humidifier was the popular choice. Everybody assuming that there was nobody called Mr. or Mrs. Humidifier. Let's see if that is correct. Yes, that's right. There was nobody called Mrs. Humidifier. That's right, that was the one invention that was not named after its inventor. Few more opportunities to score points as we get into our final few questions. See who takes home all them bragging rights. Coming up to our next question, question 13 here. In what year did NASA launch the Voyager 1 space probe? Was it A, 1965, B, 1977, C, 1981, or D, 1983? In what year did NASA launch the Voyager 1 space probe? 1965, 1977, 1981, or 1983? Is it one of the incorrect answers, or is it the correct answer? B. Could be any of these options. Get your answers in before it's too late. Are you gonna vote for the correct answer, B, or select one of the other ones? Sorry, it took me a minute to give you that hint there. Congrats if you got in at the last minute. Let's see how people voted this time around. Ooh, split opinions. Some of you thinking it was 1965, others thinking it was 1973. Couple people voting on 81. Split opinions across the board. Let's see what the correct answer was. Yes, that's right. Crossing my fingers, I gave you the correct hint. Yes, that's right. NASA launched the Voyager 1 space probe in 1977, the first human-made object to venture into interstellar space. The Voyager 1 space probe, launched in 1977. 2 questions left, getting a bit harder in difficulty as we get into our final few questions. Get ready to answer. The quicker you answer, the more points you will score. Coming up to the next question here, it is, in 1958, Wham-O trademarked the name Frisbee for its flying disc. How did it get its name? A, it's Norwegian for flying. B, the inventor's dog Frisbee used to chase the discs. C, the Frisbee Baking Company, whose pie plates inspired the disc. Or D, the husband and wife inventors were named Fritz and Bee. Fritzbee. Which one is it? How did the Frisbee get its name? Is it Norwegian for flying? Is it named after the inventor's dog Frisbee? Was it inspired by the Frisbee Baking Company? Or is the husband and wife duo of inventors named Fritz Bee? Let's have a look at the results, see what you guys thought. Nobody went for the ridiculous options of Fritz Bee. That would be my vote. 88% of you coming in with the inspiration coming from the Frisbee Baking Company, thinking that their pie plates inspired this classic toy. Seems like a good guess. Let's see if that's correct. And yes, indeed. That's right, the Frisbee Baking Company was the one to inspire the classic toy Frisbee, they had those pie plates that they were tossing around, and that inspired this classic toy. Kudos to you if you got that one right. We have 1 question left. Get ready for it to appear on screen. Get those votes in as soon as you can. Lincoln Logs were invented by the son of what famous American architect? A, Louis Kahn, B, Frank Lloyd Wright, C, Louis Sullivan, or D, Philip Johnson? Lincoln Logs were invented by the son of what famous architect? Can you pick out the famous architect on that list? Was it A, Lewis Kahn, B, Frank Lloyd Wright, C, Louis Sullivan, or D, Philip Johnson? Who was it? Who created the famous toy Lincoln Logs? Louis Kahn, Frank Lloyd Wright, Louis Sullivan, or Philip Johnson? Congratulations if you got it right. I can hardly get through the words myself. Looks like most of you voted for B, Frank Lloyd Wright, 71% of the vote here. Some of you thinking it was Philip Johnson. Let's have a look at the correct answer. And yes, indeed, Frank Lloyd Wright was the name. His son invented Lincoln Logs, the old classic toy. Congratulations if you got that right. Let's have a look at the leaderboard, see who did the best this time around. Having a look, and it looks like Nobersquare was the winner. Congratulations, you did the best here, led by John and Paul, Linda, Sandra, and the Moynahans coming in just behind. Thank you very much, everybody, for playing. Congratulations to the top winner. You did the best. I'm wearing a top hat now just to congratulate you. That's how well you did. Thank you so much for playing along, and thank you for everyone who made this possible. This is really a team effort. Kyle's been operating everything over in St. Catharines, 100 kilometers away. We have a fantastic team here, Nicole, who just started up. We've been rocking it, knocking everything out of the park this week. Thank you, everyone, for playing along. Thank you to my support team who's making this happen, making us all look like $1 million here. I so appreciate you tuning in. Come back next Tuesday. That's right, next Tuesday night, we're doing a whole new set of trivia questions. This weekend, I'll be entertaining at some private parties, bringing some holiday cheer to them. That's why we're transitioning over to Tuesday night, because the weekends are going to be jam-packed with company parties. Going to make them a blast. Thank you very much for playing, my friends. Thank you very much. Good night, and happy holidays to you.